What's happening, everybody? This is yours truly, Chuck, coming at you from the Coach's Corner here on Whip Dogs Podcast. So, once again, cutting another video. I had to do this. This is my fourth time doing this because of a couple of things that I had to say or need to say and I'm going to say, and in advice of my lawyer and making sure that certain names aren't mentioned in certain situations because of the stuff that I have to say. You understand why. So, a lot of news going on in professional wrestling, but if you have been under a rock, you've noticed that, I believe the last week and a half, that Booker T made a comment about Adam Cole. Now, apparently Adam Cole has an injury, and look, I might be a dick, but I'm not an asshole. So I hope the young fella recovers properly from whatever injury he has. I want you to get healthy and continue to be able to do your thing. But on that note, Booker T basically said that Adam Cole, because of his size and how he wrestles, to be able to sustain the punishment that he goes through in his matches, that he, during this downtime, that he should look to get into the gym to put some weight on his frame, which is nothing wrong with that. But you got people who are all off into their feelings, acting all sour and sore, which really has me irritated. See, first, you got this guy, Eddie Kingston. Now, I had no idea who Eddie Kingston was until I looked him up. Again, I tell you guys from the start, I don't follow AEW. That's a group of little dudes doing little dude things. That's just how I am. Again, I'm 6'2". I'm a legit 6'2", legit 240. In the wrestling ring, they're going to build me at 6'3 and a half, 6'4", build me at 260. Yeah, that's the kind of size I have on. Not no punk, you get what I'm saying. So Booker T just said that little innocent statement. He didn't dog Adam Cole. He didn't put him down. He didn't body shame him. He just said, hey, he's a little guy, saying that he's probably about 160. Hey, to my surprise, I didn't know he was probably that light in the ass. I thought maybe Adam Cole was maybe 175, 180. Who knows? Again, he's a little dude. And you guys, if you saw my very first video on this podcast, I told you how I felt about little dudes being in wrestling. So, on that note, again, you got Eddie Kingston saying that Booker T was body shaming and saying that wrestlers come in all different shapes, sizes, and colors, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, that's true. Back when I was a little kid watching, we had different varieties. We had guys like Greg Valentine and Junkyard Dog and Macho Man and Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior and Jake the Snake and Honky Tonk Man. You had guys like Coco Beware, King Kong Bundy, John Studd, Paul Mr. Wonderful Orndorff, Tito Santana. You had different varieties of guys. That's true. But now you have more little skinny dudes in here. The only thing they can do is super kick, do 1,001 spots to get them over, yada, yada, yada. I'm not hating on their game. If that's what they got to do to get themselves over, cool. But what I'm saying is, as a wrestling fan, as a actual wrestler, it's not my cup of tea. But again, okay, I'm getting off track, but Eddie Kingston says this, and how Booker T is body shaming Adam Cole. The fuck out of here. Like, one thing I don't get is that you got a grown man talking about another grown man is body shaming another grown man. Do you know how weak that sounds? That sounds really, 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 really weak. I mean, I couldn't believe it when I heard this. I'm like, this is some bullshit. Apparently, Mr. Kingston, you don't know media 101. So when some jackass on a podcast goes and asks you a question, your response, you know what? Hey, I respect Booker T. He has his opinion. I might not agree with it, but hey, he has his opinion. And you keep it moving. A grown man body shaming another grown man? Man, get the fuck out of here. Another one. Renee Paquette, whatever the fuck. I heard that, and I read that she has some negative comments towards Booker T based off of what he said. Renee, shut the entire fuck up. See, this is what happens when a woman goes to stick her nose in a conversation or something dealing with another, between two men. You don't understand. You're seeing things from one point of view, but you don't understand what is being said, or apparently you didn't hear everything was being said, because again, I have gone over and over and over what Booker T said, and he did not one time body shame Adam Cole. Not one time. But I know somebody who did body shame Adam Cole, and I'll get to that in a second. But yet, you had this negative response, which caused others to go ahead and give Booker T negative responses. That's bullshit. You know what? Instead of running your mouth off and sticking your opinion in a conversation or a topic that doesn't belong, that you don't need to be dealing with, just shut the fuck up and go make your man a sandwich and keep quiet. And yeah, I said it. And I might have some women or some punk dudes that might be out here saying, oh, that's a sexist statement. Well, yeah, and maybe if a lot of other you women out here that's watching this, shut the fuck up and go make sandwiches for your man, the world will be a better place. Oh, but now we got another one. Another dude. What's his name? Oh, Stevie. Yeah, Stevie. And I guess you guys are wondering who Stevie is. You guys in the wrestling world know him as Adam Page. See, Adam Page gets on here, Stevie gets on and he wants to, call Booker old and bitter and saying that he's running down the talent. Dude, that's the most disrespectful bullshit that you can sit back there and say about a guy like Booker T. Booker T has been in this business a long time. He had his bumps and his bruises. He sat and did his time in this business. He has earned the right, not only as a Hall of Famer, but as a legend, earned the right to be able to critique other younger wrestlers. What he said, and again, dumbass, go and listen to what the fuck he said. He didn't sit there and put down Adam Cole. He didn't dog his ability. He didn't dog the way he looked. He just suggested, hey, you need to go and add a couple extra pounds so that he can. There's nothing wrong. If he's legit 160, yeah, he needs to be about 180 just to be able to be able to take that punishment in the ring. But see, I know, again, I didn't know who the fuck Adam Page was until I saw all these people ragging on him and dogging him and talking trash about him. And then when I go look at it, I'm like, okay, he ain't no different from any other dudes in AEW. But I looked at even further after hearing him run his mouth off about Booker T. Like, okay, maybe Adam Cole is your boy. I understand that you're trying to stick up for your boy, but I take it a step further. Adam Cole, you ain't no bigger than Adam Page. You ain't no bigger than fucking Adam Cole. You a little motherfucker too. I mean, they might build you at 6 feet. No, bruh. You might be closer to 5'8", I won't say 5'8", but you might be like 5'9", 5'10", might. They build you at 229. Get the fuck out of here. If you 229, I'm 350. Shut the fuck up. See, you sat back there and said some disrespectful shit, and honestly, you owe Booker T a fucking apology. You owe an apology with that bullshit that you said. See, what upsets me even more is that you take a guy like superstar Billy Graham a couple of years ago. Oh my goodness. He cut a rug off on Adam Page. Said that he looked like a paper boy, that he need to take steroids, that he need to come to him and he'll show him how to get in shape and look like something. But none of you motherfuckers, Eddie Kingston, you ain't had nothing to say. Superstar Billy Graham. Renee, you didn't have anything to say about superstar Billy Graham. And Adam Page, Stevie, you didn't have anything to say to superstar Billy Graham. None of y'all said nothing. Nobody said nothing. But then I take it a step further. You get a guy like Stone Cold Steve Austin when he gets on his podcast and he might be critical of wrestlers. Nobody got anything to say. Nobody got a word to say. You sitting there taking it. I'm going to take it even a step further. A dude that a lot of y'all might be scared of, Mark, big fat head, forehead, cross-eyed looking motherfucker, Mark, AKA Bubba Ray. He will dog and say whatever the fuck you want to say about guys. And none of you little bitches got nothing to say to him. Nobody got nothing to say. You quiet as church miles. But the black man go and say something. Now everybody got something to say. Man, sit down and shut the fuck up and let grown folks talk and mind your motherfucking business. Now, I'm done talking about that. And I need you guys to understand, because I know Whip Dog is going to tag you guys to this video. You need to understand, the internet are full of keyboard warriors, internet tough guys. They're full of people that will say shit like you three said, because you know that you won't come in contact. You won't come in contact with said individual. I don't roll like that. The reason why Whip Dog has me doing the things that I do is because I'm very real. I'm very genuine, very authentic with my responses to the bullshit that I see and hear. So don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Now, on that note, again, if you have been hiding under a rock, you wouldn't have heard that Vince McMahon is on the outs with the WWE because of what he did. Now, what is it? Apparently, he hired a paralegal for $100,000, which is bullshit. He increased the salary to $200,000, which is even more bullshit. And then next thing you know, the girl is getting passed around to Laurinitis. But wait a minute, I thought Laurinitis was married to the Bella's mom. Well, not my business. Hey, whatever. But Laurinitis, and apparently Laurinitis passed her on to the next dude, and the next dude passed her on to the next dude. And all of a sudden, she and her feelings are feeling some kind of way. And like, hey, look, I'm going to talk. And $3 million got passed down. Now, I'm gonna kick some game to you guys. All you young fellas, all you non-players, I need you to understand this. I don't care how much of a hoe a woman acts. She always wants to be treated like a lady. Always. You can have the biggest hoe around. You open up the doors for her, you make her feel like she's a lady. You go a long way. But somewhere lost in the shuffle, passing her around like a Sunday church tray, she didn't feel like that. So yeah, she felt some kind of way, and she started chirping $3 million. Now my question is, who told? Because apparently, she wasn't gonna say anything because she got that hush money. She wasn't gonna miss out on that. So I'm curious on who told, but the biggest thing is, this environment is no surprise. This has been going on for years. There was a particular former WWE personnel, I would say, that was been very vocal about the backstage environment in WWE, complaining and whining about it. And I felt like, how the fuck are you saying anything when back in the middle 2000s, you benefited from that toxic environment behind, backstage. You benefited from it. I mean, because anytime a woman can be built like a 12-year-old little girl and still somehow getting Playboy, makes me wonder. Anytime you got, like look here, ladies and gentlemen, you have some of the most non-talented people all through TV, all on face every week on TV doing things, and you scratch your head like, why do they keep putting this person? There's people more talented than this person. The reason is because 9 times out of 10, they are fucking somebody in upper management or backstage with some kind of important role. That's the way it is. That's the way it always been. And if anybody says anything different, they full of shit. It's always been like that. Always been like that. But this particular person goes and says something like, no, I don't need you to say a damn thing, lady. Shut your mouth. Just keep quiet. Again, you benefited from that toxic background, back in the day. And now you want to complain? Get the fuck out of here. Like, I don't need to hear your mouth. I want to hear like somebody like Nia Jax that don't fit the blonde hair, blue eye look. I want to hear Nia Jax came out a month and a half, 2 months ago and said, hey, sometimes talent don't get pushed forward, but it's the who you sleeping with that do. Now, I thought maybe I can't say the name, but I thought she was talking about another particular or two current, WWE wrestlers. I don't call them superstars, but wrestlers. But that's another topic for another day, because there's been word that yeah, these 2 or 3 ladies have slept their way to the top. But that's whatever. But I thought that she was talking about that, but apparently she was possibly talking about this situation. So, but Nia Jax, people came down hard on you, just jealous, yada yada yada. But I want to hear people apologizing to Nia Jax about what she said. You're not gonna get anybody saying, "Oh, I was wrong and I owe you an apology." No. People their egos, they're too inflated. Their pride, they don't want it. But Nia Jax is right. But see, I want to hear somebody like Nia Jax speak out. I want to hear somebody like Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler was former MMA star, not to the point of Ronda Rousey, but former MMA. She comes, trains, gets to NXT, badass, Queen of Spades, yada yada yada, doing her thing, indestructible, yada yada yada. Comes up to the main roster, indestructible. Then all of a sudden, Vince, I don't like her look. What happened to Shayna Baszler? She started getting put on TV. That's some bullshit, because Shayna Baszler is fucking talented. But because Vince don't like her look, she been dealing with bullshit. And I thank God that she got a chance to get that run with Nia Jax with the tag belts, the women's tag belts. But Nia Jax has been, not Johnny, Shayna Baszler, she's been fucked over too. And then you get the Mia Lee, I believe it is. Mia Lee is very, very, very beautiful. Very beautiful. But same thing. Indestructible in NXT. Gets pushed up to the main. She gets put in some bullshit angle. Had no business being in that. And then they just kind of blow her off. Like, I want to hear from those 3 ladies on what the environment, because apparently none of those 3 ladies are blonde hair, blue eye, looking a certain way for these sick bastards in this upper management. I mean, at some point, like if you never noticed through the years, the women look the same, blonde hair, blue eyes, certain look, shorts halfway up their ass. The dudes, blonde hair, blue eyes, certain look, looking a certain way. And don't get me wrong, don't get it twisted. Because of the shit, because you got women that sleep their way to the top, and it's always been like that in the history of the WWE. Again, just go back and look and see who's doing what and how much TV time they get or holding on certain belts. And you're going to scratch your head like, okay, it's because who they're fucking in upper management, or later which important wrestler they were screwing. But guys too. Don't get me wrong. It's a whole lot of that bullshit going backstage too now. I mean, there are some stories that I could say, especially that I heard back in the day, that, yeah, particular wrestler being promised some things and he go along with it, and Buddy Boy wind up winning all kinds of championships. Now, I'm not going to say the direct story, because, yeah, if people have been watching WWE or other wrestlers, and especially the ones that know me, they'll figure it out. And like I said, I don't, and this particular person, yeah, I'm not gonna mention names. Don't need to get sued, and I definitely don't need to be, getting into no fights, because I probably wind up having to scrap it out with this cat if I go and drop this story. But the whole thing is wrestling. Let me give you some something to think about. If you're thinking about getting this business, or you're new to this business, you got to be mentally strong to deal with a lot of backstage bullshit. And if you can't handle yourself physically, and definitely can't handle yourself mentally, you're going to deal with the bullshit. One of the best pieces of advice that was given to me and my brother by the late great Rocky Johnson, is that no matter what you do, no matter how much money you make for them, they're going to still look at you differently. Now, some of y'all might get that, A lot of you won't. But you got to be headstrong dealing with this bullshit, this business. I'm not going to say it's a bullshit business because I love the business, but you got to be headstrong to deal with a lot of the mental bullshit and the things that you're going to see or you would see because it's just not right. So that's my little opinion. Again, you motherfuckers fucking with Booker T, you're wrong. Y'all owe that man an apology. And, you know, it's a whole lot of crooked shit that goes on backstage that you just have no idea. So I'm Chuck, Coach's Corner, Whip Dogs Podcast. Peace.